Hello and welcome back to the channel, everyone, for the Payday 3 news breakdown. We are talking about dev update number 9, which you can see on screen here. Don't worry, it's not a reaction. I mean, the thing's already been out for 24 hours. I'm going to use it as guidance for some of what I'm talking through, and also because this video is going to be unedited, or at least almost completely unedited, mainly because I've got only about half an hour to make this video. I've got a very busy week lined up, and in a couple of hours' time, or very soon, by the time this goes out, I'm going to be streaming Payday 2. There's a lot happening, non-content and content-wise at the minute, so I'm trying to get everything done as efficiently as I can. You'll see some of the results of it in the next week or so, but stay tuned. There's some cool stuff happening, but I want to talk about everything that happened in the dev update. I was busy yesterday, so I'm here today to talk about all the things they revealed, showcased, revealed and didn't intend to reveal. There's a few different things that happened with this dev update video, and I'm aware of a lot of it over the last 24 hours, so we're going to go through it all and discuss it as per usual. But if you aren't already subscribed to the channel, I would greatly appreciate you pressing that button real quick, because we are so close now to 40,000 subscribers, and I was hoping we could hit it in time for the update on Wednesday. We're just over 100 away, so if you have ever come to this channel to get Payday 3 news, or you keep coming back and you haven't yet pressed that button, please do. It's super quick, it doesn't cost you anything, and it really does help support me as a creator, so please do consider subscribing if you haven't already, and hell, while you're at it, why not like the video? Help get it out to more Payday 3 fans. Alright, so let's talk a bit about this dev update. So with this update that's coming out on Wednesday, we kind of knew most of what was coming anyway, but this video gives you a bit more of an insight into what's actually going to be in it. A couple of things we hadn't seen, for example, include the free masks, which they gave us a bit of an insight on during this dev update. So we have 2 new masks that are joining the Mask of the Week rotation, one of which you can see here, and then it rotates to the next one, which I'm guessing is called Clancy, based on the way Alame described it. Probably for very obvious reasons. And then there is also, on top of that, a Halloween mask following it, which was designed by resident recurring artist for Payday 3, Angus Burgers. Their work is fantastic, so I'm not really surprised. And also, Twitch drops are popping up. We have the Death Wish mask returning, or Death Sentence? I suppose Death Sentence, but like a Payday 3 remix of it. So that is going to be with the Twitch drops, as well as some special themed stickers and a Golden Spoon weapon charm. And the stickers are all Payday 2 themed. You got a Tiny Dallas with the special shoes. You got a Houston birthday mask and the Payday 2 logo with a cake. Very, very nice. Really cool stuff there with the Twitch drops. I know there is an ongoing discussion at the minute on social media about Twitch drops and how maybe the content should be added later down the line. I've seen Payday Twitter man saying that they're going to keep things as permanent Twitch drops. Just to offer my 2 cents, I did the same thing over on Twitter. I think Twitch drops are a really good idea. They get people to check out Payday streamers. It supports us and what work we're doing for Payday. But also, I think after a couple of months, it should just be added to the game generally anyway. If you don't get them via drops, maybe a month or 2 later, give people time to get them via drops, get that early access, maybe leave it for a month or so after they run out, and then add them to the game. That's what I would do personally. That's what I would have did, as the meme would say, but that's what I'm thinking. Either way, I just like them doing the Twitch drops, and what they've got with this next batch could be some of the best we've had. The American Psycho stuff with Fear and Greed was really good, but that mask, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. There's also the Year 1 edition, which doesn't really say anything else. They're just basically describing it as a good way to get back into the game, which is completely true. This is one of the best times to get back into Payday 3 with the update that comes out on Wednesday. If you've been watching these videos and been wondering about a good time to jump back in, and none of the DLC updates recently have done that for you, I honestly think this is going to be the right update to bring you back, especially with the fresh look of paint that the menu is getting. So yeah, let's talk about the new UI. So we have got a bit of an insight into the main menu for Payday 3, as well as how some of the different things on the screen will look. There was a skeleton talking us through everything, which was a bit creepy. And I will just say, by the way, the dev update quality, the last few have all been really good, but they're super well edited, and I kind of like the energy, the kind of chaoticness to them, especially Andreas and Alamy having a bit of a fight at the start about not being able to hear each other. Some really good stuff there, and I just like it when they are more relaxed. I think it works better for Starbreeze in particular. But here is your insight at the new screen. If I get rid of my camera for a moment, you can see it a little bit better. So you've got your new buttons, which look very akin to Payday 2's, which I really like. You've got the Mask of the Week prompt, that's not really changed, nor is the money or the renown in the corner, but you've got daily challenges slightly further underneath here, and then also finally a news widget. So had this been here when Maskmania came out, maybe more people in the game would actually have known about the event. Either way, you can see that there, and then there's got the invite to party button, so it brings up the social menu. And as you can see, when you invite people, they just fill up the lobby on the main menu screen, which I absolutely love. I am assuming that when you change outfits, they will live update. We'll get some gameplay soon. Partners do have access now to this update to preview for next week. I will obviously share my thoughts when it comes out. Haven't tried it yet. As I said, it's going to be a busy week. When I'm going to find the time, I really don't know. But it looks really good. I'm assuming that it will live update, as I've said, but I really like what they've done with that. I think the idea of seeing your full party before you even pick the heist is just a really cool concept. It's another one of those things like being able to pause the game online that Payday 2 didn't even do. I mean, granted, you did have the lobby that you could join before going into a heist where you'd see everyone, but this is straight from the main menu, so I really like that. I think it's really, really cool. There are some visual updates to the vendor screen. No actual layout changes per se, other than a couple of movement parts, like the loadout name being higher up as opposed to being lower down, but the general structure is the exact same. It's just more the visual, how it's presented, the package, the lick of paint, basically, that's been changed. And I do think, even though the layout hasn't been changed, and as a lot of you know, I'm a big campaigner for not liking how few things we have per row when you scroll down in your inventory, I still think it looks better overall. I would love to see these lists be more compacted and have 3, 4, 5 things per row so that you're not scrolling down for years at this point trying to find different cosmetics you've got from compensation items or Twitch drops or whatever it may be. But that will come with time, I'm sure. I think just generally this fresh presentation is really nice. The gun customization has changed slightly though, very much more akin to Payday 2's now, which I like. I think that's really important because, you know, you want that familiarity between 2 and 3 that the game didn't quite have at times. I think that was also very important. But the server browser, leading very nicely into my next point, the way I'm organizing this was not intentional, but it's working quite nicely. First, you can see this is how the joining game screen looks now. Very similar to what we already have, except for the fact that quick play and play online are in this same group now with everything else. So everything is in one menu, which I think runs a lot nicer, personally. And then you go from there into your server browser, which this is a really, really tiny detail, but I do like my tiny details. I love when you click it, you get the access granted. I really like the kind of CrimeNet vibe. They're not calling it CrimeNet properly, but it says CrimeNet up there. When you're going in, you're kind of accessing CrimeNet. Like I said, that access granted screen, I love it. I think it's really, really cool. But you can see the actual heists popping up now, so ongoing lobbies, and you can create your own ones, and there are filters throughout, so you can see some of the footage here for that. I really like seeing all the different heists here, and also I'm thinking, I think Nolly said this in his video as well, looks like the actual locations for these heists, which I think is a really nice touch. I don't think even Payday 2 did that at any point, so really nice to see those in that way. But you can see you can create your own heist lobby, you can pick filters so you can turn off which contacts you want heists from or which specific heist you want. You can go through all the contacts. From the look of it, I'm guessing they only show shade here, but the way it's described, you can turn on and off any heist you do and don't want, pick your tactic, pick your difficulty, and apply the filters and get what you need. This is exactly what they needed a server browser to look like, and I think they've probably, honestly, just before I've got my hands on it, theoretically have knocked it out of the park. Some really good stuff there. And the same thing applies when you plan a heist. You can pick your tactic here, your lobby permission, and your difficulty. They say you can also view the story cutscenes from here. I don't see the button unless it's the briefing one, but I assume maybe that would give you 2 screens because there's often, you know, the before and after cutscene for these heists, so again, we'll see that in execution. But either way, the server browser looks fantastic. And as I've been saying in a lot of videos recently, this is that fresh lick of paint that you need when people come back into the game. There's been these small updates or bigger updates in recent times where people have come back to the game and gone, oh, some things have changed, but not too much. But if you're one of those players who's not played in ages and you come back and not just see all the new heists, guns, tailor packs, all that stuff, but also just the way the game looks at base and the way you find a heist has changed, that makes a huge difference. Like I said, I have a lot of hopes for this update really shifting the narrative towards Payday 3 from the wider community, people who have either been watching videos like mine from the background and not really playing the game, or people who are now beginning to come back, seeing the Year 1 edition get announced, for example, and going, maybe the game's different now, and finding out it very much is purely on presentation, not even counting all the content changes. It's big, and I really like what they've done. And on top of that, you got a new success screen. So again, very much like the main menu, nothing has particularly changed in terms of what's being shown, but it's how it's being shown, and I do think it's a lot better. These icons are a lot clearer as to what infamy bonuses you've got when you've got your progression. Did you complete the heist? You would hope so. Did you do it in stealth? Did you do it loud? Did you get all bags? It's much more in your face. But an actual straight-up new addition, on top of that, is the leaderboard or scoreboard that you've got for all the players, which I will show you here. You get your rewards, your weapon progression, you can see that all, and again, a lot more visible or easy to understand. But look at that, a full scoreboard for everyone in the lobby. The cash you secured, the loose cash you secured, I mean, I guess it looks like those stats are shared between everyone in the lobby, but then you get your kills, your specials, your damage dealt, hostage traded. There's some really, really good stuff here that goes into a lot of detail. And I know people who love their challenge runs, again, Noli in particular, but there's a lot of people who like their challenge runs and their stat checks. It's going to be good for those, but just generally, I think that competitiveness that you had in lobbies for who got the most kills or who got the most downs that you could make jokes out of, good or bad, that just wasn't there in Payday 3 is there now. I think that's beautiful. I really, really love that. I think it's fantastic, and I'm very, very happy about it. And on the topic of fresh lick of paint, you've also got these new inspect animations for 3 guns here. Not sure if there's any more than that, but they've only shown 3 off, but either way, the better animations are all good across the board. That hasn't been a bad new addition for the animations, so I'm really happy about that. Okay, so beyond that, we also have the confirmation of text chat and voice over IP. In other words, in-game voice and text chat for all platforms. They showcase it a bit in this video, but realistically, it's exactly what has been said so far. If you're on any platform, PC or consoles, you can now use in-game voice chat to communicate with other heisters, and on top of that, use console text chat as well. So you can see PC text chat, PC can see console, and you can both send messages in the same lobby and all communicate far more easily. Again, something very important to the core game, something that should have been in the game from day one, like the server browser, but whatever, we've got it now, and hopefully, as I said, contributes to this big update that will hopefully bring everyone back again. I can't keep stressing how high hopes I have for this update. Hopefully they get pulled off. I really do hope so. But either way, there's a couple more things to talk about. Now, they do mention the Payday 3 soundtrack hitting streaming, but we've already talked about that. There are 2 volumes on all streaming platforms. There is an upcoming content tease. They're really teasing the tape recorder element here. And as I've said, I am more aware than most about the content coming officially, so I'm not doing any theorizing, but I feel like a lot of you have already come to your own conclusions about what's coming. All I will say is in this video, Almir does reconfirm that a free heist is coming soon, as well as a paid character pack. He does note upcoming updates in his description, which suggests maybe it'll be one of those things per update before the end of the year. Who knows? It would be good if it confirms therefore a November and December update. Like I've said, that monthly update cadence is very, very important for this game, so I hope that gets maintained. But the last thing to talk about is the thing that they probably didn't intend to talk about, but look, it's one of those situations where it's out there, so it's going to have to be talked about. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't exist because that would be really blooming stupid. So let's have a look, shall we, at it. I was hoping to find the timestamp and I thought I had it memorized, but evidently I did not. There we have it. So if we slide back ever so slightly for the picture, because I need to be quicker off the draw here, there we go. You can spot 2 things on this screen, folks, that I don't think Starbreeze intended to put in there, but what can you do? There's not a lot here, so let's just address it right on, head on. First World Bank and Holdout mode, both seemingly in the works for Payday 3. Now, the only thing I want to say, well, I don't want to comment whether things are free or paid. We don't know how soon these things are coming. Whether the First World Bank is the heist Almir is talking about has not been confirmed. Again, this wasn't meant to be shown, so we can't really go into any details there, but I have seen some people comment about the available through DLC thing, and while these 2 things could end up being DLC, I think it's important to remind everyone that Houston was a DLC, but he was free. So there's not really a need to theorize one way or the other yet as to whether these are free or paid, because we don't even know when they're coming out, yet alone their tactic. We know a free heist is coming, but we don't know any associations between that and what was shared here. Nothing's been officially said. And as I've said, I'm steering back from steering anything in any direction. So I'm just reminding you of the objective nature of this and then taking a step back. I'll let you all make your own theories. But I did want to put that across because I saw a few people saying the DLC thing and starting to panic. It could be, but I am just going to wait because you really don't know. Houston, like I said, was a free DLC, so we'll find out. But yeah, First World Bank and Holdout mode, both things that, as I said, probably weren't intended to be in here, and they weren't in, I think, previous lists when they were scrolling through the server browser in this section of the video. But regardless of that fact, we know they're there now. I think, if anything, it might well be better for the game because a lot of people are getting quite excited over the First World Bank and Holdout confirmations, per se. And I think, realistically, especially for Payday 3 not having very much details beyond the October date for the roadmap, I think just having an idea of things that are coming, even if they're not official, it's just good to prove that there is, more life for this game. We know that it's getting support till March. We keep saying this, but until you actually see the fruits of said labor, it's hard to get excited. So at least you've got a little bit of an idea. And hopefully there's a lot more cooking than that. So as Almir's been arguing in the interview I had with him, you can still get some nice surprises. So it'll be a nice yin and yang situation. Fingers crossed, but we'll find out. Either way, that's about everything we need to talk about in this update. I'm really excited for it. Like I said, there's not a lot of new content coming per se, but it just showcases some interesting quality of life features, things that, yes, should have been in the game from day one. We've been through this, but now they're here. Hopefully we'll give Payday 2, or Payday 3, sorry, wording, glorious, give Payday 3 a fresh start for year 2. There's my numbering getting confused. I think the game really needs that kind of fresh jumping on point, a good jump on, like watching a TV show for several years and then creating a pile pilot that's a really good jump-on point for a new season. It kind of feels like that for Payday 3 going into year 2, and I hope that it pulls it off in a really spectacular way and we see those player counts really shoot up. We'll find out. I mean, we can obviously only see the Steam numbers. Who knows if it'll be a different story on consoles? We don't know. But with that reduced price for the game and all DLCs, the year 1 bundle coming out at the same time this update, and all these quality of life changes, there's definitely stuff to get excited for. So I'm very, very keen to see where this goes. But ladies and gentlemen, I will wrap this video up here and get it out as soon as I can. So as I've said, if you've enjoyed this video, please drop a like. I greatly appreciate it. And click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all future Payday 3 content. As I've said, I'll be live tonight playing Payday 2 at 8 PM BST. By the time this video goes up, most likely in about 2 hours. It was only because there was a bet that if a few people did a donation goal, we would play the Sperm Bank Heist mod. And apparently you all really wanted it, so that's what we're playing tonight. But I am generally quite excited to just play Payday 2 again. I've said for the last year that I didn't want to go back, and that was true. But especially recently, I was getting quite a few of, ironically, Mario Topat's PSAs, and I recommended and watching them and was like, maybe I should go back and play it at some point. So it is kind of a beautiful storm that it's all lined up. So I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to play it again tonight as a nice little reminder of the good old times of Payday 2. So I hope you all stick around for that. That will be live on YouTube and Twitch. You can watch on whatever platform you prefer. I've decided that my multi-streaming will stick just to Payday content, and then anything beyond Payday will be exclusively on Twitch, as it has been before. So make sure you do follow me over on Twitch to stay up to date with all streams if you want to see me play things other than Payday, like Shadow Generations on Tuesday, or Life is Strange Double Exposure, which comes out next week. Very exciting. Enough waffle. I'm talking a lot. I'm going to leave you all be. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all very soon with some more news. If the dev blog tomorrow happens to be something different than the dev update, I will report it. But I'm honestly expecting that usually when the dev blogs come out at the same time as dev updates, it's just talking about the same thing. So I'm not expecting anything new tomorrow. So if I don't do a video tomorrow or this weekend to talk about it, it's like I said, it's going to be a bit busy, then assume it's the same as the dev update video, because I'm probably pretty suspicious it will be. Either way, thank you all for watching. See you all soon or tonight for the stream. Look after yourselves, stay safe, take care, and thank you for watching.